Brodes Media.
When are you going to get your head out of your ass? Annihilated by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coming off of a game where Nick Castellanos, a guy who's been irrelevant more than he's been relevant, he has his moment. Your ace is on the mound with a chance to go 3-1 at home after being on the road and going 4-2 in your previous 6. Here's a chance for you to show you have some sort of urgency and some sort of legitimacy about you. They lost 9-2. It was horrible. Horrible! There's always sloppy crap that happens every night. I think Bohm has been tremendous defensively, and I mean tremendous. But that error was costly. You want to discuss JT Realmuto? Trying to throw the ball to second base, first and third, and that dude flies the ball into center field? That's embarrassing. Why does this team always play stupid baseball? There are some things that I just can't live with and be okay with. And part of that is the horrendous, sloppy play. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters if you're playing that poorly. Well, they're only one game under 500. Well, they're only 500. Well, they're only this. Well, they're only that. I keep hearing that all the time. They're in a fine spot. They're only 500. So what? Are you pleased? Are you having fun watching this team? I try to. When Brandon Marsh gets a triple, there's one thing that's in my mind. Oh. That's it. Oh. That's a terrible bark. That was a terrible bark. But I just think of a ferocious beast who's working his ass off. He's the only one. He's the only one with his head out of his ass. Is Marshy. Please do something against the Chicago White Sox and the Colorado Rockies. I beg of you. I need it for me to actually survive this upcoming week. You have too much talent to get this crushed. This is the crazy part of it all. I had no idea what version of Trey Turner or Nick Castellanos we were going to get. I actually raised this question on WIP and very interesting responses throughout the program, but I brought up, who do you have more faith in, Nick or Trey? And people tweeted into the show. We took calls, of course, and it was solid. Responses were very interesting and pros and cons for each side of the debate, but this weekend you get a walk-off from Nick, and you get Trey with his first home run of the year, and then an added run as well. 3 hits on the day. Your 2 biggest question marks delivered, and you lose the game so badly that here I am not just discussing a loss, but I'm aggravated processing the loss. When your 2 biggest question marks actually showed a pulse for once this year, and yet you still find a way for me to be pissed. Bryce hasn't been good enough. He has 3 homers on the year. He had 3 homers in 1 game. Is he getting close? There's a few that are right there. There's a few that are getting to the wall. Do I expect Bryce to get hot? Of course. He's Bryce Harper, yes. But I know the results aren't there. I know he's getting questioned about some sort of video that was funneled through the dugout, and he's screaming, he's showing his frustration. He's now asked about how he's starting the season. That's already starting to rumble. That's already starting to make noise. And it should make noise. But that's how slow of a start it is for Bryce outside of 1 game. So now, JT Realmuto is all over the place defensively. What was that? Where was his brain? The only thing I could think is because JT is so sharp and he normally makes really good decisions that he realized mid-throw as he was trying to gun it down the second base that I shouldn't be doing this. So hesitation, and then the ball ends up sailing away from Bryson Stott. You know, that's sort of what I think potentially happened there. It just wasn't clean from all angles. Ball goes into the outfield. Oh, man, the whole thing was a mess. Trey Turner was incredible. Trey Turner was incredible. You fall flat on your face. That's a problem. Because I was under the impression that the moment those two show up to the party, it's game over. Where are we getting lost here? The bullpen was great in Game 3. I'm just looking for things that maybe you could have grabbed onto. What would inspire the group? If it wasn't Nick, which is asinine, considering you know about the drama that he goes through on a night-to-night basis with this fan base, if it's not going to be Nick to get everybody rolling and feeling some sort of energy, then how about Matt Strahm in 2 innings getting 5 strikeouts? That's insanity. That dude was a monster, He was so good. And that set the tone for everybody else. Jose Alvarado, Gregory Soto, Jeff Hoffman. You put yourself in an excellent position to take 3 or 4 with your ace after some pretty important players on your roster showed the hell up. You think that could be it. And yet they stumble over their own feet yet again, shooting themselves in the foot and urinating all over their foot. That's what's happened. They're missing the toilet, and it's going all over their feet. And I don't even know if they notice. Then they go out and they try and pick up the ladies. Yo, sir, you pissed on yourself. You ain't getting no ass. Just saying. Is Bryce just off? Or is it going to linger longer than we want it to? I don't know. I'm doing my best to have the reverse psychology. Be negative about it so then he explodes. So how about this, though? Nick Castellanos spoke after his walk-off, and he said here that he is at his best when he keeps it simple. See ball, hit ball. And his last at-bat of the night, he did that, and it made the difference. Here's what he had to say. I think having an opportunity to end the game made me get back to that simplicity. Some guys are willing to sit down after an inning and study every single detail and go to the cameras on the iPad and watch it in reverse, watch it in slow-mo, watch it in fast forward, watch it 75 different ways and try and absorb all the information. And others just go play the game. And I know that there's an era now where they've had so much technology for so long, they don't know anything other than that. This has been a part of baseball to them forever now. But I do feel that Nick falls into that category of let's not overwhelm. And I just wonder if the chase rate, remember last year the downfall was the chase rate and they were struggling at the end of the year trying to do too much. And there's no doubt about it that this team wanted the entire roster to focus on not chasing as much. And I think when you give Nick too much on his plate, that it's going to overwhelm him. You probably get more out of him by allowing him to chase, even though it will come with brutal at-bats. But it's like Rhys Hoskins to a lesser degree. You can live with 35 home runs from Rhys knowing the defense is going to happen. That will limit you. Well, with Nick, if you do have some very bad at-bats, that's his version of poor defense with Rhys Hoskins. That's how I'm bringing it together here. So you live with those bad chase rates, but he can give you 30 home runs, 100 RBI, and hit closer to that 300 number that he was in his final year in Cincinnati compared to what we are getting earlier this season when he wasn't as simple as he was in this Pittsburgh series. He also said he didn't go to college. I get paid to hit dingers. That's his personality. So I think you need to really let him be that.